Hello? Hello? What's this doing here? Can we make this higher? Hi, everyone. How's it going? Hi, Steve. Monica, Mark. Punctured. Oh, first vaccine. We're at the same stage. Yeah, that's what my arm just hurt for a few days. That was my side effect. But generally, alright after that. Second one, I think, is towards the end of this month. We'll see. Hi, Peter. Curious dumbbells. Yeah, you need it's spinach, right? It's Popeye strength. It fixes it all. Right, I think I've tried my best to match this up, marry this up with the end of last part. This is episode 3, I suppose, of the big Sleeping Gods campaign. And yeah, it carries on. But if you missed any of that, I'll try and fill you in. And to be honest, I'm a bit forgetful on what's going on. I know that we are in this place and there is some kind of battle to recreate in the middle, right? And I am trying to find fragments of a poem, if I remember correctly. I think we ended on some kind of big fight, which would make sense because everybody is hurt. So that's kind of what I remember. Why is my chat frozen? It's gone all garbled. There we go. Swimming on Saturday. I think mine was okay for a few days. I think it varies though, doesn't it? Hi, KJ Coaster. Watching on Twitch. I'm on YouTube as well, if you're confused on either platform as to who I'm talking to. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I have played a whole campaign of Sleeping Gods. I wouldn't say I remember every little bit. If you see part 1 that's on the YouTube channel, you see that even the introductory bits, I don't remember the story of that. So I don't know about... yeah, it's spoilers technically, if you've got a really good memory, I suppose. And in my whole first playthrough, we kind of went in this general area. I think that's the starting bit there. And we kind of stayed in this general kind of area. Even though we were trying to branch off, it was like, okay, go over here, go over here, go over here. And I don't think we did anything past maybe these 6. And of those, we didn't do that much in a few of those. So I've tried this time. Let's just go in a different direction and see what's going on up here. So you can catch up on the various channels and platforms and stuff, but yeah, let's just have a bit of a adventure starting from nowhere. So I think, yes, we had some kind of big fight. We got a behemoth keyword. There is a lot chasing us. We're not far away now from... Oh, that's what these two things will be. We're not far away now from the end of the event deck. We are 2 cards away from it. And then certain prescriptive things will happen when the event deck is depleted. We have found, though, a totem. And I didn't do this last part. There is, if we switch to my magic storybook cam. I don't know if I showed you this. So the game comes with an achievement list, kind of. It comes with a list of all the totems in the game. And so you see some of them say next to them Ruin. So technically where I am, this is in the Tides of Ruin expansion, which is just a couple more maps and things. So it's a new map page just off in the corner here that just happens to be part of the expansion. New enemy cards, new adventure cards, all sorts of new stuff, but yeah, there's tons in the game without all of that. So some totems belong to that. Also, there is a Dungeons expansion, which I don't have, which I think only Kickstarter people have at the moment. Or if you know a way of getting hold of it in the UK, then let me know, because I'm keen. Because some are... You see this one here, the Stone of Changing. That is part of the Dungeons expansion. So if you're trying to get them all, you'll need those bits to it. But the important thing here is the list of all of the totems. There are many endings to the game. We have seen one ending. Ending number 6 is what we know about. But also, as you play through the game and unlock more and more totems, and it's cumulative. You unlock these special cards, which I won't spoil those. That's kind of like the trade-off that I know what those are that we unlocked, but I thought I'll do the playthrough without those rather than spoil all of the things. But yeah, as you unlock more and more of these things, you will start the game with these cards that change things up. But yes, I haven't marked off that I have the Stone of Worldly Sorrows. There it is. So yeah, it goes without saying because this is a completely different place, but I've never had this totem before. And it's part of my big adventure card stack. Draw the top 6 ability cards, discard 2 of them, shuffle the rest and put them back on the top of the deck. Oh yeah, that lets us kind of stack the deck a little bit, have a little bit more control of what might be coming up in our tests. Yeah, making a list, checking it twice. Exactly. But I think that's like 16 totems or something now, which is a load. You start, yeah. So there are different things that it'd be cool to play with some of those, but we'll see how we keep going with this. A one-deck dungeon. I've always been intrigued by that and never had a go. There's an app, right? I should just give it a go at some point. So yes, we're being chased down by a sea serpent. You see on the map here, who I believe is doing bad things to us. We have. So what have we? Oh yeah, we've picked up a smoke child that might be on board. There's all sorts of quests that we've got going on here, but we've got where. Oh yeah, we found the acolytes, but they were the false acolytes in this place. We are looking for. Oh, here we go. An expedition's end. Edefri instructed us to bring Life's Bell to the ruins on the large central island, which is where we are, but also warned us that we should fully explore the surrounding region first. Now, hi Michael. How's it going? If we go to... I've written little notes on my map. Okay, R7, I believe we can go to R7 and spend 2 artifacts and get a fragment of the poem, if I remember correctly. So I think that's probably what I should try and do on this this first turn. I should say, because I will absolutely forget throughout the entire proceedings. If you're watching this back later, or if you're watching now, like the video and subscribe to the channel and follow me on all of the platforms and stuff. Well, YouTube and Twitch. You can follow me on platforms that I'm not live on, of course. And all of it's made possible thanks to patreon.com/slickerdrips. Thank you very much to all of the patrons that make all of these things happen. Especially, yeah, it's a new month, isn't it? Thank you for your continued support. It's fantastic. So, let's do that then. First thing we need to do is a ship action. So we need to go to the ship. And the last thing I did was go to the sick bay. So everyone's looking quite ill still. So we could potentially do with going to the port at some point. But I think we should try and get these fragments of poem first. So we can go... I want as many command tokens as possible, really. There are a few command tokens on things. Maybe I want to go to the quarters to get the most. I get 3 then. I can take 2 off things. So I will take 2 off here from Raphael. I liked it before I even said so. Just some kind of digital prize. I should be able to do YouTube awards. Yes. Oh, and an action card. I have 2 action cards. My third, healthy. This crew member has +1 health. The captain has no health right now. Maybe we should give that to the captain with 2 of these things so that she can participate in things. But what we can do, with 1 of these things, we have one of our adventure cards. Normally it's an action to travel. I only need to travel 1 space, and without wasting one of my 2 actions, I can just travel. Before I do all that, though, I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to do the event. Engine trouble. The triple expansion engine is smoking. Ongoing effect. You must pay a command to travel. Oh dear. At the end of the turn, you may perform a Craft 7 challenge. If you succeed, discard this card. Okay, so does that mean when I use the boiler as well, perhaps? Oh, the event deck's running out as well. which means I should get to a port. I can do it. I can get to a port. Yeah, the game kind of starts off with you have like 4 of these adventure cards and 2 quests. The way the game does work out is that as you are adventuring, as you are trying to fulfill these quests, because it's a bit vague where you need to go for things, as you travel about, you will pick up more and more quests, you will find more of these adventure cards, you buy them, and yeah, by the end of the game, you do end up with kind of cards everywhere. There are some more quests here that are just for their keywords that I've put over in a pile. And the more players you play with, you split these characters up. So the captain is available to everyone on their turns, and you split the characters up as best you can. So in a single player game, you are controlling all the characters, but it's not as bad as it sounds. You are not, you're not taking a turn with each of these all the time, but you are in charge of distributing cards to all of these characters. So yeah, you've got to kind of pick your favorites and give them all of the stuff. So I am going to... It says I have to pay a command to travel, so I assume I can travel with this, and then I'm going to have to pay another command because that's traveling? Maybe. So let's go to R7 where I want to go. And then my first action is going to be to explore R7 in the space that I am. I have already been here and crossed it off. So yes, let's have a look at R7 again. And I believe this is a place where they want to do some bartering, but they only interested in artifacts. And I had just spent all my artifacts, I think, to come here. So there may be a bit of repeat information if you were here for last part, but I could do with a little reminder as well. Shall I zoom in a little bit on it? A bustling marketplace stands at the edge of grand ruins. The stalls look temporary, loosely constructed out of driftwood and small pieces of stone recovered from the ruins. You can see no houses or even tents nearby. Clearly no one stays here for long. A woman with a crooked smile rushes up to you. Welcome to the blind market. We trade artifact for artifact without any of those stuffy scholars and their academic ethics to get in the way. Today's featured item is a tablet containing a lost fragment of the famous epic poem, the Raltadena, which is what I am after. It's going for a great 2-for-1 deal. Any 2 of your artifacts for the 1 fragment. At that great price, you're practically stealing from me. Or if you're feeling lucky, you can trade 1 artifact for a random item. So I want that poem, and I do have... I've got 2 artifacts, right? Yes, I've got 2 artifacts. What'll it be? And remember, no names, no paperwork. The woman winks. Privacy is our watchword here at the blind market. You're at the black market, unofficial trading post for artifacts. Trade in an artifact for a random item, or trade in 2 artifacts for the tablet. So I will pay 2 artifacts unavailable if keyword epic. So this is this is the way the game tracks what you have done in the past, what you have already discovered, who you've spoken to, what your choices have been. So I don't have the keyword epic, but I've got a feeling I'm going to be gaining it. So trade 2 artifacts for the tablet, turn to 47.1. Hi Joel, how are you? Yes, please everyone, like and comments and stuff. What did it say? 47.1, which puts me here. The woman with the crooked smile claps her hands. Excellent. I'm sure we agree that this is a fantastic deal for all involved. Please remember, all trades are final. Gain an XP and adventure card 129. Alright, let me note these things down. 1 XP, adventure card 129. And reach into the big secret magnetic chest for the adventure card that I need. 129. And it is Raltadena fragment number 1. It's just an ancient stone tablet. There is no... Put a command token on, no particular use for this, apart from for this quest that we're on, I imagine. So that's that. And then quest 194, which I assume is going to have the keyword epic. Yep, so this this kind of quest that you gain, if it's got the waves on it, that means it's a continuing story. Keep this, you are on this quest. This is going to mean something. These are just keywords, so it's just telling us we found a tablet containing an account of a mid-battle conversation between Raltoad and Valard, a fragment of the Raltodena. So that's just a keyword that we've got. I'm just going to add that to my little list that I've got here so I don't have to have as many cards out. Epic. There we go. And then return to the ship, which is its way of saying that action is done now. So on my map, I am going to cross off. I could always come back here with one artifact, random item, but I've got what I came here for. So there is still a lot of places on this page that I haven't been. Okay. So we should, with the event deck running out, we should probably... How fast does the sea serpent move? The hunting serpent. It moves 2 distance toward the ship. I want to get to that port and try and heal everybody before things go really wrong. So to travel, I'm going to do a normal travel action, which I have to pay a command for thanks to the engine trouble. But I think we're going to exhaust some people. So if you're new to Sleeping Gods, this is the way that you do challenges in the game. You can choose anyone that you control to be part of this challenge by exhausting them. Captain can't take part because she's got no health. And so for travel, we want these tool symbols, the craft symbols. And I would like to move a couple of spaces. I think just Audrey is going to contribute because she gives us 3 symbols. So whatever we draw from the deck, here's a table of your final value versus how many spaces you move. All the cards in the deck have at least a 1 on them. So 3 plus 2 means we've got 5, which means we move 2 spaces. Yeah, the serpent's still going to catch up to us. But 1, 2. And I would like to stay there because that's something... Or should I just... What happens if the serpent catches up to us? We take 2 ship damage. We can repair all of that at the port. Maybe I should just stop there and do that next turn. I think we've got a turn, but it's a bit risky. I've got so many ongoing... Because this is the end of the event deck as well, I've got so many difficult ongoing events that I haven't... I could have spent actions to get rid of these, but I didn't because I was excited about fighting and stuff. So here are the consequences. There's a lot of stuff to keep track of here. So we need to... At the end of the turn, we can perform a Craft 7 challenge. So I think Audrey's going to help out with that, so she's going to be less effective at combat if we need her. But she can contribute 3 again. Anyone else good at it? No. We can get rid of that card, though, and not have to pay to travel if we succeed at this. So I think Raphael hasn't got any exertion, so he can help out. So that's 3, 4. Captain can't help out. Lawrence is going to help out, so that's 5. It's all on the draw, unfortunately. Oh, I've got a card. So we definitely succeed at this. But if we get a 2, I don't need to discard a card. We get a 2. There we go. Exhausted a load of people, but succeeded at this, so the engine trouble isn't troubling us anymore. At the end of the turn, I need to draw Fate. 4 or more, or we suffer a ship damage. 6 is fine by me, because there is a sea serpent underneath the waves after us. There is also a hunting serpent coming after us. It moves 2 towards the ship. 1, 2. If it is on the same space as the ship, draw Fate. If it's 1 to 3, take 2 ship damage. It's a 3. That means 2 ship damage. You ship damage, you draw Fate. It's number 2. You look at the place on your ship that's got the number 2 next to it and give it a damage. If it's fully damaged, you can't go there for your action. If the ship takes too much damage, it sinks. And the next damage is going to come to location number 2 again, so the deck is off limits for now. Okay, so that's not great. So that's all end of turn stuff. New turn. I want to go to the bridge because Laurent has got an ability that gives me an extra command for coming here, so I still get 3. I get to remove command from anywhere that it's stuck, so I'll do that. And I get an action card, which means I need to discard something. I think I'm going to discard the Drawn Discipline. I like the ones that I've got already. And although, yeah, I've kind of got enough command to equip 1 to a person, but spoilers, everybody is going to lose their equipped cards after the event deck resets. So I'm not really inclined to give them cards, although they might want cards. I'm not going to spoil what happens when the event deck runs out, but yeah. Assuming it's the same, maybe it had a condition I don't remember that says, have you done this before? So that's ship action. Event. The final event is going to be Nightmares. Vivid nightmares plague the crew. Ignore the afflicted. Gain a frightened. If you draw fate 1 or 2 during combat this turn, gain another frightened, which means they can't attack. I think yes. We are going to give Audrey... Yeah, Audrey is frightened. Hopefully we can get rid of some of these at some point, because there are a lot of status ailments afflicting everyone at the moment. If I draw fate 1 or 2 during combat, gain a frightened. Hopefully I'm not having combat, because we're in a bit of a sorry state. I could try... I've got no food, actually. All I've got is planks. And the way to get some food is to go to the deck, which is damaged. Yeah, we need to go back to port, but I am going to risk and see what's out here for my first action. And then hopefully I'm going to move for free and then do port as my second action, which will heal everybody. Wait a minute. I should do it the other way around. Right? I suppose, yeah, if we do port afterwards, I'm closer to the sections I might need to go to. Yeah. But it would have worked the other way around as well, and maybe healing first would be okay, because it might be combat in a second. We'll see. We might have to run away if it's combat, because we're a bit damaged. So this is R14. I'll turn to the page first, so the camera likes to go bright white when I'm turning the pages. So, the opening of a cave, dark and damp, beckons you in. It's strange, says Kanan. I can't tell you why, but I feel certain there's something inside that wants to be found. I can almost hear it calling out. I'm worried. Enter the cave. Unavailable if keyword poem. Nope, we don't have keyword poem. Build some lobster traps for craft 5. Or just sail on. Well, I think we've got to enter the cave, haven't we? I don't think we've got a choice in this. You stumble through the cave. Where's that gone? You stumble through the cave, blinded by an intense darkness. Can I make this a bit bigger on my screen? I think the answer to that is no. Come on, we can make it a tiny bit bigger and not cover up the chat, can't we? There we go. That's much more readable for me. You stumble through the cave, blinded by an intense darkness. Raphael lights a torch, but somehow the fire burns without illuminating anything around it. Something is swallowing the light. Still, you can see the fire itself, and that keeps your group from becoming separated. You walk carefully, hand on the wall to keep you steady. I think there's a fork here, says Marco, slightly ahead of you. I can feel 2 separate tunnels. So, do we try to feel which way the call is coming from? That's perception 7. Or choose at random. So, perception. How good are we at perception? The captain not being able to be involved here is really bad. But I don't have any food. Oh, I can use Life's Bell to heal 1. Maybe I should do that. I should use Life's Bell to heal the captain 1 health. Because then she can at least participate in challenges and stuff. So the captain could give us 2. What do we need? 7. 2, 3, 4. And I've got a few ways of redrawing fate. I think that would be okay. So let's go for 2. I did get rid of a perception card as well. 3, 4. Okay, so I need 3 from the fate deck. Is there anything I can do before I see this? I can draw 2 cards, but they might not even be perception to be discarded. Kasumi can help us redraw fate if it's a 1. I've only got 2 command tokens, though. So let's see. What do I need? 2, 3, 4. I need 3. It's a 3. Okay, then. So we succeed at that. Turn to 106. Okay. The tunnel widens and the supernatural darkness dissipates. The alcove is full of smashed pottery and clay tablets containing fragments of writing in a language you don't recognize. With a faint whisper, one tablet draws you closer. The whispering stops when you pick it up. It's another fragment. Brilliant. If we'd gone the wrong way down the tunnel, it would have been a really difficult combat. I think the kind of... the kind of combat that gave us a fair bit of damage was, I think, level 15 last week. So yeah, it's a bit tougher. That would have been. Luckily, though, we went the right way. Gained 2 coins because of that perception. I exhausted a load of people, and they were perceptive enough. 2 coins, 1 XP. Lost my pen. So we got 5 XP. I think we'll be able to afford a nice ability card for someone. An adventure card, 130, fragment number 2. There it is. An ancient stone tablet. So there's 2. And gain quest 195, which I assume is the poem keyword that's going to stop us coming back and doing this again. 195. Poem. What happened after? We found a tablet containing an account of a conversation between Orfash and Valard in the aftermath of his battle with Raltode. A fragment of the Raltodena. So just the keyword poem I'll add to my thing. No, I'm not in that window. Okay then. So are there more than 2 hidden around? Where else is there on the map that I haven't... So I want to cross this off, don't I? I've been here and done that. Unless I want to come back and have a fight. Oh, I can't, can I? I can put traps down for lobsters. So I've got... R12 is available. I haven't been there. I thought I'd been there. Because we thought that was something else. I'm just going to have a peek and see if I recognise the beginning of it. I don't know what there's in it. Steve, do you remember? Redstone. I thought we did that. Yeah. Search for Life's Bell. We did that. Yeah, that's how I've got Life's Bell. So I've been there. So 5 or 54 could trigger the actual quest. So I probably want to kind of come around 11 and then 83. And then look at the central island in case there's one more fragment. Okay. So, that was action number 1, was explore there. I think action number 2 has to be travel 1 with the Lucran boiler, which is going to put me over there, and then port. So a port action, you can do any of these things as many times as you like. So I've got a load of money, and I mean loads of money. I've got like 20 money nearly, I think. So I'm definitely going to spend 4 of it to heal everybody 2 health and a fatigue. which I think is going to be a bargain considering how exhausted everyone is. So let's do the fatigue first. It doesn't help everyone and their ailments, unfortunately. So there's fatigue, and then 2 health for everyone is pretty nice. I can pay 1 to restore 1 per crew to restore all health. I will do that for the captain. We want Gregory to have 3 damage because he deals extra damage. Okay. And then we can repair the ship. A gold for each space, or materials. I am sitting on, if you didn't know, I'm sitting on loads of material. I have got food. I've got a grain. We could have used a recipe. Still, that's okay. I've got loads of materials, so let's spend 1, 2, 3, 4 of these materials to fully heal the ship. I think that's all of the materials I was hoarding. And spend XP. Where are the level cards? Where's he put them? So we did go through them all. Let's have a last time, so I won't go through all of them again. Raphael, if he draws 5 plus fate in an attack, he gets an extra damage and a block. That's tempting. Another one for Lauren, you may draw an extra search token and ignore the damage on it. Gregory, restore 1 health to another crew member when anyone uses the sick bay. We can of course save the XP to afford something more expensive. Raphael can take a damage to shield someone else. Captain can have up to 3 fatigue tokens, and she gets a strength as well. That's tempting. Marco, remove a low morale from someone else when you use the deck. When anyone cooks a recipe, they may substitute an ingredient for another. Oh, so we could do grilled fish with grain. That's tempting. If you use Audrey to travel, add 2 to fate. If the total is 9 or more, ignore hazards. She's so good at traveling anyway. Or when anyone cooks a recipe, restore an extra health. When Audrey hits an enemy, she may make it swap positions. Audrey's second crew ability gives extra shielding. I think Audrey is going to get jury-rigged engine. That's what I'm going to do. So that's going to cost me all of the XP that we've earned. So I'll just scribble that out in the XP section. And I think we are done with the port. I think that's all I can do. And that's my 2 actions. So, I think... Oh, what was prehistory? That rings a bell. I don't think I've played it. I think Tapestry is simpler than it might seem. There is a lot out on the table, but like, yeah, it's not like a really easy game, but I'd say it looks a bit more kind of intricate than it is once you get into it. Most of your turns is I move 1 space up this track. That does end up triggering a load of things, but yeah, that builds up. But yeah, it's I think if I remember right, in my old video of it, for when Tapestry first came out, when I used to do the first look videos for them, but I think the thing was like, they're not inventing a wall clock when they're like in the Stone Age. They're like having the idea for like, oh, we're finding it hard to tell the time, and then later on when you're in later bits, you're actually inventing the thing. That's kind of, yeah, it is. It's a little bit more of a stretch than other Civilization games. but I do really enjoy it. And yeah, as Mark says, there is another expansion on the way by the end of the year, I think. Oh, speaking of Stonewire expansions, I just got Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig Secrets and Soirees expansion. Haven't opened it yet, but next week when we have the recap coming up, vote and all of that stuff, hey, Patreon, if you would like to join in on the vote, that's going to be coming early next week. It'll be on there. Right, where was I? Rambling. That's 2 actions. The end of the turn. I didn't do any actions to get rid of any of these event cards, so the Serpent moves 2 spaces to catch up with me. I need to draw Fate. If it's a 1 to 3, we take 2 ship damage. It's not, it's a 5, so we don't take ship damage from that. But the other Sea Serpent, we need to draw 4 or more to avoid. We got 4. Great. So, that's those out of the way. History is basically Stone Age on crack resource management, but you also have actions and go exploring. Oh, I haven't played Stone Age either. I have played King's Abbey, which I think's got a bit of a similar resource gathering bit to Stone Age. But that was kind of it was a cool combination of loads of different games. Hi, Anne. Tapestry. Yeah, I can see, like, it's not like going into. I think when it came out as well, some people bought it. I'm not saying you did, but some people bought it going in thinking, because it was kind of advertised as like a Civilization game and a 4X game. And it's a very different kind of one. You're still building a civilization and stuff, but yeah, in a different way. Hi all. I don't know. She's apparently doing work right now, but yeah, the ship Mini, unless she has chosen gunmetal grey, remains unpainted. Maybe when the fancy wet palette comes, I'm sure that's going to be the time to do it. King's Abbey's sitting on your table now. Oh wow. You can check out my video for it. I think that's like, I was speaking about this for another game this week, that I think King's Abbey as well is like in like the first 10 videos I ever did. Wow. Hi Lance, have I tried Genotype? No? What is that? I don't believe I've seen that. Oh, I think I've seen a picture of it. No, I haven't played that. Is it good? Should I be seeking it out? Yeah, I tell her not to work too hard, but, you know. I think tomorrow's the big day, so hopefully we'll see how that goes at the weekend. I vaguely did mini painting. There's probably about 10 Warhammer models that I did a pretty good job of. The other 200 barely got painted black. And then but I kept all that stuff, and when Madara came out and we got really into that, I did some of it was nice. If you ignore the eyes on some of the models, some of the paint looks great. And then I stopped it, and that was like 2 years ago now. But I plan on doing some more. Oh no. Is there restrictions again, Anne? Yeah, it's tough. It's not like, to the advantage of, say, Forgotten Waters, another kind of boaty story co-op in a different way. That was a lot easier to do remotely and just through the internet and stuff. Whereas this, yeah, unless you got this kind of setup and all the zooming and stuff, yeah, it would be difficult. Yeah, Rach is a teacher, and yeah, often has to work well beyond all of the hours. So I think we are about to have an event. To have a climactic event. I need to pick a ship action. So what would I like to go in? What would I like to go into this event having done? Removing an exhaustion isn't really going to matter. I'm at a port, which is going to be helpful. what if... I want as many command as possible in case things go wrong in the fight. I'm going to go to the quarters, and I do have a couple of command to bring back. So I'll just take them and take my third from the supply. Oh yeah, I remember you saying that summer vacation had started. Ours is still, I think there's about 3 weeks left for England. No, Scotland have finished. But yeah, these are the weeks where surely, especially when it's hot, kids don't want to be in that classroom. But hopefully she's going to be enjoying summer holidays pretty soon. What am I doing? I've gone to the quarters, so now there are no cards left in the event deck. So the first time it's depleted and we should be reading something, read story I. So I need the normal book. Where is it? Is it at the back? Yes, it is. Is it? Or is that 1? It's not an I, is it? It's a 1. Okay. Yeah, being a teacher, incredibly tough. I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just speaking from observing, from living with a teacher. Crazy tough. I don't know how she does it. So, a ripple of foam builds to starboard. Starboard. Just below the waves, you see the head of a monstrous lizard. Mac grabs the gunwale, peering at the acrid foam with a barely masked dread. He found us already. The beast heaves its giant body against the hull, throwing Mac to the deck. Lawrence spins the helm hard to port, and the Manticore lets out a metallic moan as it leans away. In front of you, a scaly tail, the size of your quarterdeck, slaps at the water like an impatient cat. He's playing with us, Mac snarls. What is that? Lawrence asks. An ancient beast called the Hectocron. Hates the gods and anyone trying to wake them. He'll sink us if he can. An ancient monster called the Hectocron tries to stop you from waking the gods. Combat 46. Let's find that. Oh, here we go. It's a lucky grab. So we are just fighting one thing, but it's a bit of a tough thing. The Hectocron's head. Not as hard as some of the combat we've seen already in this bit, but hey. So luckily, we're fairly well rested coming into this, I think. Yeah, I think a lot of people tend to have, well, in this country anyway, tend to have a perception, and I think in others, that like teachers have the big holidays and stuff, but that kind of, it's made up for by the fact that they're working earlier than school starts and way later than it finishes, and weekends and stuff, and working in the holidays. So, what am I doing? Combat. So I think Mac is going to have to get us started. Mac are very accurate attacker. Anyone attacking right now, though, is going to basically be KO'd. Even if we get rid of all of the retaliation, which I don't think we can. Even if we got rid of all of that, he does 5 damage. So if you haven't seen the previous parts with combat, if you successfully attack, if he's still alive, he will retaliate 5 plus any of these symbols still showing. So at the moment, he would retaliate for 10 until enough damage is done to him. So I think... What is it? 6 to hit him. I think Raphael is going to have to start us. He's not as accurate. He's got 3 accuracy. And he does 2 damage, the same as Mac. Oh, he hasn't got... but he's got 7 health, and he can pass on a shield to someone else. So they might have a bit more chance to do some stuff. He can discard strength cards to do more damage. Unfortunately, he hasn't got strength cards. But what he can do... Oh, I should get... The captain's plan ahead means I grab 2 command at the start of combat. And... I can always use 2 command so he can do an extra damage if I want to. So he's attacking with 3 accuracy. He needs 6, so he needs 3 when he's drawing Fate. He gets 2, which isn't enough. So we can't just add accuracy with anything. But I do have things that would let me redraw Fate. So let's redraw there. 4 is enough. So he hits... And I think we will deal the extra damage because... So he's doing 3 damage. I definitely want him to get rid of the 4 retaliation because that's scary. But everything surrounded needs 3 or 2 more damage to actually fill in that space. So 1 more damage would be wasted unless he did something else and then he'd retaliate for loads. So I think it's worth spending. It's a lot of command, but he can do that damage. He's covered up a synergy space, which means he can pass on his synergy token to someone else and give them 2 shield. So I think he'll give that to Mac. Did Mac? Or should we give it to the captain? The captain needs accuracy to be able to fight, though. We'll give it to Mac. Give it to Mac. Because Mac... It'd be good to have her around because of accuracy. A lot of new 1 to 2-year-olds starting. How many's like in a class? I bet. Yeah, I can't imagine keeping them all occupied. I'm sure they have a lovely time. Multicam is not up and running. He is... currently glaring at me from behind Rachel's computer. No multicam at the moment. I think it's going to be a regular fixture when it starts getting colder again. Right, so Mac is attacking. Oh, I should be having the combat cubes. So Raphael did an attack, because we get 4 attacks before the enemy gets around attacking as well. And he's doing 6 damage back to Raphael. He's still got a health, though, so he could attack again. Each person could attack twice in a round, but you've only got 4 total attacks in a round. So Mac is attacking. She has an accuracy of 4. She needs 6 to hit, so as long as we don't draw a 1, it's a 5. There we go. So that's okay. She is doing 2 damage. Now she has got a boost as well. That would leave me with just 1 command afterwards, though. So maybe that's not a great idea. So she does 2 base damage. I don't think she needs to get rid of the retaliate. I think she'll just do her 2 damage at the moment, because that gives her a synergy token. This means if these are uncovered when the Hectocron gets to fight back, 2 people are going to get frightened, which means they can't attack. Yeah, so he retaliates for 6, but she's got shield 2, so that's 4 out of her total 5 health. 1, 2, 3, 4. "12 children aged 1 to 2. Oh, with 4 adults, and 4 adults with 3 to 6. It's 24 to 28 kids. Wow. Playing Imperium. It reminded me of my terrible defeat at Imperium last week. No, that was last Thursday, wasn't it? So Mac is attacked. And she gets to give her synergy token. She gives Raphael's back. And so she's going to give her synergy token to the captain. Well, the captain's actually got Sharp Eye, hasn't she? She's going to give it to the captain. Yeah, because we would like her to do 4 damage. Which would be great, actually. Ooh. Yeah. Captain, you're attacking next. If things go well, and by that I mean someone that can do 3 damage hits. If things go well, we could defeat this in 1 round. So the captain has 4 accuracy. Needs 6. Yep. 4 plus 3 is 6. Well, it's not. It's more than 6. So she does 4 damage, which I think should be... Now, her synergy token isn't great, so it doesn't really matter. How much does she do? 4. Yeah, let's take the retaliation down. Why not? Because her synergy token doesn't matter. It's not great. Now, this is a risk. I'm risking 2 people getting frightened and being unable to attack. Until that gets removed, we've just got to hope Kasumi can do this. Right. So, Mac gets her thing back. Because Kasumi and Kanan can hit for 3, but Kasumi's accuracy is 2, and can be boosted by 1 by paying 2 command. So I can try and redraw, or I can just boost her accuracy 1. So I think this is going to be okay. I don't know. She still needs a lot. So we need 6. She's got 2. Oh, wow. There we go. So she manages it. She does 3 damage. And that is the Hectocron head defeated. We found this in our campaign as well, that, like, when the Hectocron head came around, we'd already fought things a lot tougher than it. So I suppose, like, I did know it was coming as well this time. So I made sure, let's go to a port and try and make sure I'm okay before we head into this great big fight. But yes, I have defeated the Hectocron's head. He's still about, though, I think. And then turn to 1.1. The Hectocron retreats into the deep. Mac lingers on the bridge, watching the water. He'll return eventually, and next time he won't give up until we're at the bottom of the sea, she warns. You defeat the Hectocron for now. Make a new event deck with unused event cards from the box. So this is what I did in preparing the campaign as well. So I'm going to assume these stacks are already shuffled, because I did it when I first set this up for the recorded playthrough. And I'll say as well that, so you go through the event deck 3 times in a full-on campaign of Sleeping Gods. Goes up to about 20 hours, according to the rulebook. I think ours was probably about 15, something like that. But you can pause and stop whenever you like. It's not like you have to do it in one big go. Maybe that should be a great big charity stream, right? Big, all the way through a Sleeping Gods campaign. But yes, the game comes with enough event cards to go through the game with. But then if you get the Tides of Ruin expansion, that comes with a load of extra event cards as well that get shuffled in, so there's like even more variety for it. So we want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deadly cards. On top of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deadly card. Oh, 6 perilous cards. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mild event cards. So that's the new event deck. Completely new things are going to be happening. You should now have a deck of 18 cards. Put it on the shipboard. Put the unused cards back in the box. On the journey log sheet, mark that you have been through the first event deck. Dropped it. There it is. Now all crew members must discard any ability cards they have equipped. It's heartbreaking. The command I spent to equip these guys with things. But I have got a few cards here and a bit of command hanging around. They keep their level up cards though, so could be worse. Return to the ship. So there we go. That is a third, technically, of Sleeping Gods so far. I'm talking like I'm ending the stream. I'm not ending the stream yet. We're going to have some adventures. We've got to at least find out what's going on this page, right? And then, if we carry on, in a future part, we'll see some new scenery. Tea is incredibly cold. Right. So that was the event, wasn't it? There is a turn to be had. I feel like Action 1 is going to be... Oh yeah, I already picked a ship action. What do I need to do? Strength to get rid of this. Strength, strength. I can't get rid of the rotten supplies. Oh, until you reshuffle the event deck. Rotten supplies have gone away. These three things, I believe, I have to do the actions on them. So rotten supplies specifically says stays until you reshuffle the event deck. The others... I will check that, actually. But I think... Event deck, yes, 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 yes. I think it hangs around until we do the thing. I think tea probably should be iced, but that's a... I don't know about the whole of England. That's kind of an English thing that you want to cool down in the summer, have a nice hot cup of tea. Who knows why? Right, so I feel like no one's good at strength anymore, is what I feel like. So doing strength 7 challenges is going to be rough. Okay, I think I want to equip Audrey with World Wisdom, because it'll give her a craft again, so we can start building that up. But also, we can discard this to skip an event card. Which, you know, you've seen some of these nasty ones now, these deadly ones. It would be nice to just say, oh, Sea Serpent, skip. So yeah, I'm going to give her that. That's 2 command tokens. So I'm going into the turn with no command tokens, apparently. Who knows? And then, where do I need to go that I haven't been before? 11 I haven't been to before. So that's 1 away. Coming into here, this is perilous. Is this the first time this has happened? So I'm not using Audrey's to travel, so we can't use her special skill, because I'd like to save the actions. So... travel in here. We need to do a Cunning 5 test. Or somebody gets low morale. You know what? Well, you still draw the card. I'm not going to commit anyone to it. 4, we fail. But you know what? All of our recipes remove low morale. I'm not too fussed. Who's going to get some low morale? I think... what is it? Pay 1 command to participate in a challenge. Kanan can have that. Or maybe Marco. Poor Marco. He's got fewer skill symbols. He is frightened, he's got low morale, he's weakened, and he's mad. Have you not made it this far in your campaign yet? I spoiled that for you then, Steve. Sorry. I will say, I didn't think it was that exciting. as a way to end the first go round, because as I said, we'd done more exciting fights in that first go around the deck. Sugar, cream, or straight, brand and type. Flavor I want to try called the Naughty Vicar. What is going on, Joel? Are you talking about tea? Normal? Is this I say normal. Iced tea is a normal thing. It's just tea, like black tea. I can't help you with your green and your white teas. I don't know what Rach made actually. I really like. I've got a lot of different teas, but I really like Clipper tea at the moment. Tea Pigs is lovely. Lincolnshire tea is very, very nice. All just talking about their black tea versions. I really like Lady Grey, which is like Earl Grey's very nice, but Twinings do a version called Lady Grey that's extra kind of citrusy. That's very nice. But the classic cheap tea is PG Tips. That's my choice. They have the pyramid bag, although Tea Pigs go for the pyramid bags as well. Some great ones. Peach iced tea is very good. I think I've only ever had either is it Lipton's iced tea in like a can. I think I had that when we were on like a school trip once. Is my vague memory. That's the extent of my iced tea knowledge. So, I've made it into this space. I haven't done an action yet. Action is exploring R11. So let's get rid of the big normal book. I can't stand cheap tea. I still got a soft spot for some PG Tips. And really, it was only when I think the Christmas before last, Rach out of the blue for Christmas got me a load of different kinds of tea. I don't think I'd really tried much beyond PG Tips until then. Whereas now, oh, I'm an aficionado, right? What am I looking for? R11. I tried Lady Grey before that, though. And it's lovely. I got tea leaves, I got tea strainers. Who would have thunk it? R11. Oh, no, I have been here before. It's not my first time here. Well, it's my own fault for not crossing it off. I think maybe I thought something different might happen coming back here. You sail across still and peaceful waters, the sun glistening off the surface of the waters. Remove a low morale token, return to the ship. Okay, then. Go on, then, Marco. Remove your low morale. Happy Lucky Tea. I like the sound of that. Where's that? I don't think we've been to a nice tea house. CO. Colorado? See, you should watch my... what was it? That Roll and Write. On Tour. Watch my On Tour video from a few years ago to see the level of my knowledge of US state names from the two initials. It's not great. Colorado, though. I was right. Oh, yeah, I saw those. I tried to get one of those tea advent calendars this year, and they were sold out of the Twinings one that I wanted. But yeah, everything now is terrifying because customs is going to be a fortune, especially for... Well, yeah, Norway's like separate to the customs union anyway, isn't it? But yeah, now we are, sadly. So look on every bit of post in a terrifying way. So that's all I need to do here. That's R11 explored. So I think... what I need to do with my second action. Do you know what I should have done with my first action? Is... With my first action, I should have ported. Didn't though. I've got recipes and stuff. I've only got grain. 1 grain isn't really going to help. Have I done 83? Sitting at the bottom here? Oh, I haven't done 83. I've used this, though, so I think my second action should be to travel. So we'll use Audrey again. Since she's frightened anyway, she can't fight. Yeah, I always had to... In my my standard job, I do a lot of mail order things. Always had to remember. Custom sticker for Norway. To drill that into my head over and over when I started. Because I kept forgetting. So whatever I do, I'm going to get to move 1 space. We draw a fate card. Oh, no, I don't want to commit Audrey. Because I don't want to move loads of spaces. 1 is fine. 1 moves us 1 space. It's still plenty for the serpent to catch up to us. I'm surprised that the UK prices seem... They're more now, with like in the separate class. Maybe we're in the same kind of thing now, because we're not in the cheaper EU category. But I wonder, yeah, nobody knows how that's going to shake out as it carries on. Yeah, rest of the world, like rest of the world gets massive, doesn't it? The charges. But I think like with all the shipping stuff in general that I keep seeing, that like it's the containers are costing a fortune to get out of China at the moment because everything is so backed up and companies are charging like what they like for it. So like yeah, it's a bit of a scary situation in general. Just like and that's nothing compared to what it's like for the companies actually trying to make the game out of their own pockets. Well, kickstarted funds, but they didn't account for this happening, did they? Not that they should have. You know what I mean, don't you? So, the serpent's chasing us. If it's a 1 to 3, he's going to damage the ship. It's a 1, he's going to damage the ship twice in locations 5 and 3. So, I need cubes, the quarters, and the sick bay. If I go to the galley, we get a venom. Oh, the sea serpent is chasing, so we need to draw fate 4 or more. 4? Yep. And I would like to get rid of them. I'm just not very confident at doing a strength 7 check at the moment because I've got no cards to help me. New turn, though. Do you know what? I'm just going to go back to the bridge. Take it to the bridge. I get 3 because of Lawrence, and all of these come off people's boards. And we need an event, don't we? Rotting Leviathan. Carrion birds and schools of sharks circle a huge unidentifiable creature floating on the sea ahead. Navigate away from it for Savvy 6. So we need the anchor for Savvy. So Laurent can help us there. Gain 2 low morale if we fail. 2. Kasumi can help. That's 3. I'm going to leave it. 3. Oh, I should get a card too, thanks, Steve. Oh, it would have made me succeed. 3! Still succeed. So what have I got? Dodge. Discard this to give crew... Oh, got defend as well. It's the same thing. So who would like cunning? Kasumi could use cunning and can discard cunning for extra... damage. Let's see what the events are though before I equip people with things. So let's look at 83 because 5 might be the thing that wants me to have all the tablets ready. So let's explore 83 first. Oh, yeah, I succeeded at this, which gets me nothing, but bad things don't happen. Navigate to 83 for some exploration. Press the button. A crowd stands among the swirling stand. There's that missing T. I'll start again. A crowd stands amongst the swirling sands. The group is varied with people from all across the wandering sea. No two of them look alike, and yet they move in unison, making all the same gestures at the same time. Have I? Is this the one I went to? And I didn't cross it off? I don't know. But I suppose there's false acolytes. If it turns out this has all been done with mirrors, then it's the one we've done before. And I might choose another option. But, okay. We're the Singularity, the true acolytes of Ivhal. Unlike the Western heretics, we seek to emulate Ivhal, him of many forms and one mind, by joining our wills. From the many, we become one. What is it you seek? So challenge their claims is Savvy 9. I'm awful at Savvy. We just about did a 6. Now this all comes down to, have I crossed off the right thing on the map? Did I cross off when I found the false acolytes? Because if I did cross those off, then does that mean these are the true acolytes and I can just give them the thing? Or are there more false acolytes? There can't be more, can there? It's all got to be on this page, hasn't it? I think sometimes we got to risk things. And I don't feel like I can do a Savvy 9 check. So I'm very scared about this, but I'm going to give them a bottle. I'm going to return their item to them. Anyone got any advice? Should I be doing this? Could it tie into something else? There are more expansion spaces at the bottom of the map. Can it really tie into all that, though? How would I even go about doing Savvy 9? If I exhausted everyone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I suppose it's not impossible if I exhaust everyone involved. And I can redraw fate. I'm just going to be so sad if I spend all of this and it wasn't for anything. Really uncertain about this. Oh no, I can't use Lawrence because he's exhausted. Oh, I can get 2 Savvy here. Okay, right. Oh, if we fail at this though, and I can spend this after I've drawn the card, can I unexhaust him? I don't think I've got something that will unexhaust. Oh, I can pay a food with Marco's ability. A command token and a food will remove an exhaustion from him. I can't use any recipe because I've only got a grain. Right, let's pay the grain. He doesn't get to heal a health because he's full health, but he gets an exhaustion off him. So then, that is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. If combat comes up, we are in such bad shape. 6. 5. Then at least it's only Lauren that would be bad for combat. 5, because I can always just spend a command token to go back up to 7. And as long as I don't draw a 1... So we're on 5. We need 9. 7. Rather than risk redrawing, and since it's going to cost me a command anyway, I will spend a command token on Idefri to get 2 Savvy. To pass that check. Ugh. I'm going to have exhausted all that stuff for them to just say, yes, stop wasting our time. Challenge their claims. Oh, would have gained... Marco could have had his low morale back. Turn to 83 points. No, I didn't fail. Oh, that would have been bad. Turn into that. 83.1. You ask the Singularity for details about their order and their way of life, gradually turning to more and more specific topics. Finally, when you ask what they usually eat for breakfast, one of the members of the Singularity, a young man near the front of the group, slips up, beginning to speak just behind the others. The group notices this, and suddenly their unison is entirely broken. They all start to move and speak at odds with each other. An older man lightly smacks the young man in the head. "Curse it, Jax! I told you to memorize the script better." Jax mumbles, "Sorry, Vumu." Vumu sighs and addresses you. "Fine, you caught us. We're still working on the whole joining our minds thing. In the meantime, we perform a sort of unison instead, memorizing the scripts to speak together. But if we perform unison well enough, eventually our minds will genuinely join as one. We're sure of it. We just have to get it right. Please don't tell anyone about this. We'll pay you to keep quiet." 3 coins and an XP. I wouldn't... So yeah, I'm kind of glad that I didn't give them the bottle then. But I'm kind of thinking now, is there a true group of acolytes? I need an XP. So I suppose really difficult check did get me 1 XP. Okay, so action 2, I think. I don't know if we're prepared for this. Should action 2 be number 54? What does it say? Bring Life's Bell to the ruins on the large central island. So out of the 2 numbers, which one do you reckon's going to take us to the ruins? I think this one, right? Because it's all open. So maybe I'd want to go to this one first in case there's a fragment of poem there. It's all very scary. I've got 1 command left. This means if we've got any difficult checks, I've got no way of helping. Let's travel and go to 54. And if this says now this is the ruins, I'm going to be so sad. Uh-oh. I should show you. If keyword schism... Nope. As soon as you land, you feel a rumbling in the earth. Kasumi scrambles away as a large crack forms in the stony shore, and terrifying creatures crawl from out of the depths. Combat. Which... Yeah, I think I'm pushing it too much. I think we need more regular port visits. A more reserved approach. Maybe I've already found all the poem fragments and it's not necessary to do this much searching for them. And maybe we should go to different pages. But let's see. So we have found necrotic Mythans. Okay. So we're going to fight him with very low health. So I need my combat back. I get 2 command at the start of combat. So that's something. Oh, that's so much damage to do. And Captain hasn't got her accuracy anymore. Mac is going to go first with her 4 accuracy. So what does she do? 2 damage. I haven't got a savvy card to give her to do extra damage. I don't think giving her 2 shields going to help very much. Right. Mac is attacking with 4 accuracy. This one. Is she? Yes. She gets 4. She hits. She needed 6. She does 2 damage, which I could boost with both of those things, but no. We're just going to do the legs of this one. Oh, they're tough. The legs of this one, and that's a synergy token. My tried and tested strategy. She's going to give that synergy token to the captain, who now has 3 accuracy and does 4 damage. Oh, she takes 5 damage back, which means 1, and we have to give the 4 to someone else. I think Lawrence, because he's not going to be attacking. He's got -1 anyway to his 0 accuracy. So the captain's got 2 accuracy. Can do 4 damage. Four damage. Yeah, the way they've lined up is not very nice either. She's going to attack this one. So she needs 6 as well. She's got 3. 2 isn't enough. So do we spend 2 command to boost her accuracy to what she needs, or 1 command to redraw and just hope that it's more? I think 1 command, because then maybe I'll have some for something else. It's 2 again. So I've only got 1 command left. I'm spending it all, apparently. 6. There we go. She hits. I've got no more command left. I'm feeling a bit worried about this. So 4 damage. I can't boost that. She hasn't got any of those cards. I haven't got that to give her. 4 damage. She is going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4. Which gives her a synergy token. And then she takes 5 damage back. But she's got a shield, so she takes 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mac gets her thing back. She can give her diagonal damage to someone else. I don't know that that's going to really do anyone any good. Who can do 5 damage? Oh, no. Audrey can't attack because she's frightened. So is Marco. I think everyone's going to die. Unless we get very lucky. Only one way to find out. Yes, Raphael's got 5 damage. It should so have gone to a port. Oh, no. Kasumi is going to attack. She's got 2 accuracy. She needs a 4. She gets a 1. So she gets hit for 5 damage and just does 1 damage back. Is 1 damage useful? Not in terms of killing anyone. Can she give her token to someone? Maybe she can. Who can attack for the most? Kanan, but his accuracy's 1. Same for the captain. She could do 5 damage, but her accuracy is 1. Hi, Shiffy. You've joined us in a difficult combat. I don't see what 4 damage is going to help us with either. Ugh. There is... So you can play this on hard mode as well, where death is permanent. You all die, you stop, and start a new campaign if you want to play again. I'm not that hardcore. There are provisions for what happens. I don't know what happens because that never happened to us in our first campaign, because we tended to go back to port and rest, like you probably should, when you take a load of damage. I didn't realise that Raphael had that 5 on him, and that someone else had that on. But yeah, you can't lose. You can be severely waylaid. I think maybe you discard cards from here, so you're losing turns, essentially, to be able to do as much as you might have otherwise been able to do in your campaign. Hi, Matt. How's it going? Give it to Gregory. But Gregory's not attacking next. Raphael... Yeah, Raphael's attacking next. He's got 3 accuracy. He is going to hit the one on the left. Is he? Yeah. And hit the one on the left. He needs 3. It's a 5. He hits for 2 damage. 1 is dead. Which means he doesn't take 2 damage back. I've only got 1 more attack before we have to take 10 retaliation damage. And they've got regen. Oh, yeah. Tough combat, Rach.
You can do it.
Hopefully. Yeah, I forgot. Forgot the regens. It's all on Gregory. He needs a 4. So I wish he'd attacked first. Yeah, I got Sleeping Gods by retail. I think it ran out fairly quickly after I did, though. I've got no command. I can't do anything about it. If Gregory can hit... I suppose Raphael could hit again. Come on, Greg. This is going to be terrible if he doesn't hit. He needs 4, and there's nothing I can do about it. Oh, did... No, Raphael didn't do a synergy token, so he's not passing a shield on. 4. Ah, it's a 3. So, he gets to do 1 damage. He was attacking this one because he was going to do 2 damage and the regen. What's this mean? 2 health with an end of turn. I know regen 2, that happens at the end of the turn. I'm not sure what that means. So he can do 1 damage back, so he can get rid of the regen. So that's something. But he is taking 5 damage. 2, 3, 4. Audrey can take the other one because she's not actually in combat. Where are all of my other 5 healths? I'm running out of health tokens. We're in serious trouble. Okay. I haven't covered up any of their damage. We need to take 10 damage collectively. Somehow Marco doesn't have any damage on him. Let's fix that. Here's 5. 6, 7, 8, because she can't attack anyway because she's frightened. 9, 10. I only have 3 characters that can attack. Oh yeah, so regen only removes damage from that card. So this one heals that one, which isn't as bad as it could be. Okay. So we need to do 12 damage to win this. I don't think there's 5 damage between us that we can deal. So yeah, Mac's already out. Mac is out and so can't participate. Captain has a health. Raphael has a health. I'll get passed back. And Kanan has 4 health. So his ability is to redraw fate. Maybe he should go first. Help maybe the captain to hit. Although, the chance of him doing that, he's got 1 accuracy. He needs to draw a 5. He gets a 4. He was close. But he can cover up a synergy spot. Yeah, he takes 1, 2... Oh no. 4. Yeah, it's all over. We've got to do 5 damage. Oh, he's got a shield. No, he's got a shield. So there, yeah. He is full... He is fully damaged. But he can do legs? It doesn't matter. No, we're just putting off the inevitable. She'll let him pass his synergy on, I think, to the captain. And let her redraw fate if she needs to. She has got 1 accuracy. She needs a 5 to hit as well. She gets 5. Oh, should have passed that to Raphael then. So she hits for 4. Which unfortunately isn't enough. It's a bad number, really. Because whatever retaliation she takes back, she and Raphael are going down, unfortunately. So that's going to be... She can do that, take 3 retaliation damage. She can take 1, someone has to take the rest. Raphael can take 1. Everyone is, unfortunately, wiped out. So, what happens now?
You just killed everyone.
Yeah, everyone's dead. So, thank you. In story terms, if crew members' health is reduced to 0, the crew somehow escapes, wandering back to port, but it takes days. After checking a defeat box in the journey log, I'd say, like, it serves me right. I shouldn't have gone in. It could always be combat. Just going into things. And oh, here you go. See what happens. Crew at 0 health. Move to the nearest port. Remove all crew damage and fatigue. Discard 6 events. 6 turns. That's so harsh. Oh, wow. A third of the event deck. So a ninth of the entire game for failing. I think that's way too harsh. Remove all damage and fatigue. Start a new turn. Okay. Let's keep the 5s at handy because I bet I'll need them again. Hey, but some people that have never gotten to fight got involved in combat this time. So it's not all bad. Is that us healed? I think so. Right. So we start a brand new turn. And we're at port, right? Yeah, move to nearest port. So we don't need to heal and stuff. I'm going to go to quarters again. Take a command token off here and here. I need a third. I do want to give people cards, but I'm kind of... I think, yeah, the solo has got a big advantage of... In the multiplayer game, you have to pay a command to help in any kind of challenge when it's not your turn. Or to, like, give your combat token to someone else when it's your turn in combat, because each player gets... You know, in a 4-player game, everyone gets 1 combat token. But I feel like command... The limit in a 4-player game, when you're playing this, is the number of command tokens. So, like this... See, the ones that are out there, what I've got, that is all the command in the game. So if it comes to your turn and you're like, oh, I get 5 command, and there's only 2 left in the pool, that's all you get. So we realised eventually, okay, well, we've got to keep spending and retrieving this so there's going to be stuff available for us. In the solo game, I feel like I've got a lot less that I can do, because what you can do as well in the multiplayer game is you can pay to put your card on anyone. So even if it's not your turn and you don't have to pay the command then. But yeah, it feels like I need to put these cards out and get going again, but I've just lost a third of this go around the event deck. I've explored here already. We've got to just go to the central island, I think. Let's give Kasumi an extra health. Then at least I've got room for a card. Oh, it's another cunning card. Well, that's not very... That's not very helpful. It's not a nice variety of stuff. Okay. So, what should the plan be? Should I go over to number 5 in the central island and have a look at what's going on there? I could go back and start the combat again, because we're all healthy now. Maybe we'd get through it easier. What do you reckon? Shall we just go to these ruins and hope that 2 poems is enough? You're gonna see vengeance. The only downside is that it's the same combat that you just saw me lose, but you know, I may well succeed at it this time, and maybe one of those monsters has a poem inside them. Inside every monster is a poem. I don't know. Ambiguous wants vengeance. Is it going to have to be vengeance? I can always kind of just slowly make my way there. Well, we've got events to deal with. Let's see what the event is before I start fretting about stuff. A patch of seaweed is caught in the propeller. Unclog it for strength 5. Not great at the old strength. I'm not committing anyone to it. Just going to have to take the Oh, a 6. There we go. We pass. Care Bear is coming out again. Do you want to see what was behind that combat, or shall we go and see what's going on with these ruins? What do you reckon? I think we're coming up to. Gonna have about 15 more minutes of stuff. Would you like it to be? Well, I suppose it depends how quick either one is. Would you like it to be having a fight or exploring some ruins with poetry? Apparently, is what we're doing. We all know the Care Bear choice, but what would you like to choose? Yeah, we have lost 11% of the game from losing that combat. And I was in a port after the event deck reset. I was in a port. I could have just spent an action to heal us, and then in that combat it would have been fine. The ruins. Yeah. Maybe we'll end up back there one day. I highly doubt it. Maybe they're guarding a poem. I'm going to pop them away. So I'm going to have to... Let's have an action. Because Audrey basically guarantees that we can travel a few spaces. So let's exhaust her. I would like to get rid of some of these status ailments that everyone's got as well. Or at least Audrey's frightened. I shouldn't have given that to Audrey. Should have given it to someone else. She's alright at combat. So if you travel with Audrey, add 2 to fate. So she's already committing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7. So we don't ignore hazards. With 7, we can move 3 spaces. I only need to move 2. Either way, we're going through something bad. So let's go 1, 2. Cunning or get low morale. I think Kanan is just going to get some low morale. Let's draw it. It might be 5. It's 1. He's getting some low morale. Let's have a look. The big 5. This better be good. And then I promise, next time, we will move away from this page. Not least because I have done everything it is possible to do on this page, I think. Apart from, we don't know what happens after that fight. But other than that, engines, that's the wrong number. If keyword witness. Yes. Turn to 45.2. This could be combat, of course. Idefri stares in awe at the valley of sand and crumbling stone. This was once the great city of Seos, before the gods destroyed it. It was here that Raltold faced Valard in battle. She closes her eyes for a long while, concentrating, then pulls out Life's Bell and several stone tablets. The bell should allow us to combine the chronicled energies of the Raltadena with the primary source energies of Seos in order to summon a shade of the actual events of history. No one has attempted anything like this before, so I can't predict how solid the shades will be, but I know that the remaining energies are only strong enough for one attempt, so we'll need to get this right. Should we move to the first location, or do you need more time to prepare? I don't think it's possible to have more time to prepare for this. We've been on this page for about for about 3 hours. I was going to say 4. It's not that extreme. Yeah, let's move to the first location. Oh. Edefri leads you to a spot just outside of the city where the remains of a stone gate rise out of the sand. She takes out a small tablet and places it beneath the gate. This fragment tells of the moment when Raltold and Valard first saw each other. She holds the bell over the tablet and rings it. With each reverberation, the city around you reforms and solidifies until you're standing just outside the city gates on a dark night. But you can still see the sun in the sky, almost as if it's behind the new night. The city walls are standing again with the gates thrown open. Shadowy figures, hundreds of them, thousands, scurry around you, running. 2 figures a bit more solid stand just inside the gate. One looks like a warrior with curly hair. He carries a shield and sword with a spear strapped on his back. Raltold, says Edefri, pointing, and the older man by his side must be Argent, the mayor of Seos. Argent speaks. You warned us well, and safe our people flee. Raltold places a hand on his shoulder and responds. Go now, and leave the Mythen threat to me. Edefri frantically scribbles in a notebook. Absolutely fascinating. The shades speak in poetry. Do they? That may be the effect of using the Raltadena as an energy source, which means the events we're witnessing are likely less literal than I had hoped, but this can yield useful information. If my timing is right... both of them are... I thought she just meant Argent. It's like, Argent's thing didn't rhyme. Both of them rhyme. I get it now. Of course. Means the less literal, but can still yield useful information. If my timing is right, Valard should be entering the scene now. It's like Michael in Deadly Premonition, right? A tall man in red armor carrying a curved sword and a long spear appears from inside the gate. The shade of Argent flees while Raltold locks eyes with Valard, taking a battle stance. Valard charges, and as their swords clash, Raltold's weapon is sent flying out of his hand, clattering to the ground out of reach. Instead of going after the sword, Raltold pulls out the spear from behind his back, going on the attack and driving Valard back the way he came. At that, the image of the past dissolves, and you stand once again in the present, the ruined gate standing above you. Edefri continues to write. We should move to the next site as soon as possible, but someone might want to look for that sword. The city was abandoned entirely after this battle. Who knows, it might still be there. You see a vision of the moment Valard and Raltold's first confrontation. His sword was knocked out of his hands into the rubble and may still be there. Look for Raltold's sword first. Perception 7. This is like the only chance we've got to this, so let's try it. Perception. Nobody's great at it. Let's get some exhaustion. 1, 2, 3. What do we need? 7. I've only got 1 redraw. 4. 5. If the next one's craft and I've exhausted Audrey, I'm going to be really upset. We only need a 2 though. It's a 3. I could have left Audrey unexhausted. We succeed though. Perception 7, 45.4. You search through the rubble. It's exhausting work, and it's hard to believe something so important would have been left here for so many years. Then Canaan calls to you. I found it, he says, triumphantly raising the weapon. The sword is ancient and tarnished, but it's clearly the same sword from the vision. Raphael whistles. Maybe this whole thing isn't a waste of time after all. You find the lost sword, now ancient and tarnished. Grab adventure card. Oh, it doesn't say grab, it says gain, of course. 127. Ooh, equipable weapon. It's only 2 accuracy, but 4 damage. Yeah, that should maybe be equipped to, like... I was going to say Gregory, but maybe you'd equip it to, like, Lawrence? And now instead of having 0 accuracy, he's got 2 accuracy and a load of damage. We'll decide that later. Watch me forget I ever picked up a sword. Tell Idefri about the tablet you found. Requires keyword epic, which I believe we have. Yes. 45.5. Oh, this is brilliant, says Idefri. This fragment tells of a mid-battle conversation between Valard and Raltold. I think I can tell where it took place as well. Idefri leads you to what once must have been a major thoroughfare. Beneath your feet is a large cobblestone circle, an intricate pattern in different shades of blue cracked in multiple places. When she rings the bell again, the city rebuilds itself around you and the shades of Valard and Raltold appear on opposite sides of the mosaic, now uncracked. Valard, flanked by Mythan soldiers, is the first to speak. He points at the pattern at their feet. These people blasphemes all, defied the gods, and stole our totem stones for petty art. On symbols of divine they thoughtless trod, trampling o'er it all with foot and cart. You must see how they earned this fate, this hour, yet alone you'd stand against my power. Raltold without hesitation responds. People must defy what they do not choose, and God's totems are fit but naught but roads. Did Orfash send his sons, afraid you'd lose an army to defend a gutless toad? Cast aside your helpers, cease to cower, fight me fair, and see your own strength sour. Thanks, Joel. Yeah, give us a like. Hello, SC. Thank you for the £5. I think you are the first person to ever make use of that, to the point where I was baffled at what notification had come up. Thank you very much. Yes, we are grinding away at the Sleeping Gods campaign. I'm doing poetry. I'm busking for poems. Valard lets out an angry roar, and with a gesture sends his Mythan guards away. Then once again the vision fades. You learn Valard destroyed this city because they used totem stones in their art. The Raltold in the vision goads Valard into fighting him one-on-one. Search for totems in the cracked mosaic. Well, totems is the whole reason we're on this quest. Savvy. Laurent, you can do 2. 2 savvy. Canaan. 3. How many do I need? 8. 4. Can you see this? 5. 6. I'm going to have to use a recipe. I've got no food. I can redraw. Is it a 2? It's a 6. I barely needed to commit anyone. That is a fresh tea mug. That was the reason for Rachel's appearance. It is still too hot for me to drink. Turn to 45.7. Studying the mosaic carefully, you begin to see a sort of puzzle within the pattern, pointing you towards a spot outside of the pattern entirely. Eventually, you do find a totem, not as part of the damaged road, but as part of the remains of a nearby wall. It seems Valard was partially wrong, says Idefri, writing down the location. The people of Seos were using totems in their architecture, but they weren't stepping on them. You solve a pattern and find a totem embedded in the remains of a wall. Gain adventure card 115. Thanks for joining us, Monica. I promise not to get everybody killed again. Have a good day tomorrow. It is, well, when it's cooled down a bit, it's going to be a very nice, satisfying cup of tea, I think. Yeah, Joel, you're the YouTube bot. I think my lovely YouTube robot is still not working for some reason. I tried in the Gloomhaven stream with Paul the other day. I tried logging out and back in again midstream, but it didn't seem to do anything. Poor robot. He'll be back, I'm sure. Stone of the Lost. So here we go. Totem again. We are up to a grand total of 2 totems. Another way to redraw fate. But Stone of the Lost. Where's that? Stone of the Lost. There we go. 45.6. Oh, we go back. You follow Idefri up a set of stairs and over a collapsed column onto a wide square platform of polished stone. This was a temple once, says Idefri, placing another tablet on the ground. That is where Raltold won the battle. Famously, I've just seen the bottom of this paragraph of this page. This is where Raltold won the battle, famously cutting off Valard's toes. Hold on. She rings the bell. This time, something is different. The world around you doesn't change. The temple doesn't reform around you, but the shade of Valard does appear in the centre of the platform. He looks more solid than before, more present. Idefri curses. Something's gone wrong. I think this vision might be a bit more tangible than the others. Oh dear, I think he spotted us. This time, instead of a complete vision, only Valard appears in a more solid form. Combat level 18. We just died to a combat level 15. But we were in a bit of a shaky state. Okay then, so yeah, the stream will be... Oh, I could, I suppose if I wanted to be... It seems cruel to leave you hanging with a big combat thing. That is the cliffhanger though, isn't it? That's the cliffhanger of the episode. He's real and we're going to fight him. We'll do it now. Thanks to the... You've rejuvenated me, SC. Oh, so they've come out in the right way. Okay, then. So, bit of a tough customer. 5 and 7 accuracies to hit. Okay, then. Well, we need to get the sword on someone. Let's get the sword on... Oh, dear. What I've done that's bad, though, I might not be able to keep that promise, Monica. I get 2 command. That's something I do get. But so sure was I that we wouldn't get combat. I have fatigued a load of people so they will do 1 less damage in combat. Let's give it to Gregory. It'll give him a shield as well. It doesn't bump up his accuracy, but I think we're going to need some help here. Okay, Mac has got 4 accuracy. She is going to hit. She's only going to do 1 damage. Unless I boost it with 2 of my 3 command. She can hit there and stop the retaliation being so bad. 7 accuracy to hit. Yeah. Command's just getting spent really early. Stop that regen and give her the synergy. So somebody can have 2 extra accuracy. That's going to be Captain Odessa, who now has 3 accuracy. But that's 6 damage coming back to Mac. So there's 5. 1 damage to someone else. How about Audrey, who can't participate in the combat? Marco is going to have a go. Is he? It's unlikely, but his synergy token is +2 damage for someone. If he can pass that on. And he can, right? He kind of just sacrifices himself to the other shade. And maybe he hits. So this other the right shade has an accuracy of a defense of 7. So he needs this card to be a 6. And I don't think I'm going to waste any resources drawing another one. Thanks, Steve. He's frightened. Let's forget that idea. He can't. Kasumi can give people +1 damage. She'll do 2 damage herself. I'm just trying to stop all the retaliation killing everybody. But I don't think we've got a choice here. Kasumi's going to attack the left. She needs 3. She gets 2. Let's redraw. It's a 5. Okay, she does 2 damage. It would be 3, but she's fatigued and gets a -1. She is going to do... Oh, I was going to say these 2. Because that gets rid of some retaliation. There's no synergy here, though, unfortunately. But we don't want them to just do that. What attack is this? Max Bean. And gave her accuracy to... the captain, who hasn't attacked yet. Kasumi is attacking now. Maybe she should do that. Now that will limit the damage we take. People just might have to be weakened. It's going to be so hard to hit the right-hand one. Are we going to die again? I promise, Monica. So Kasumi takes 5 back, which is her health. And she didn't hit a synergy thing. Gregory can hit and survive. He needs to hit. He's got 2 accuracy. He needs a 3 from the deck. There's no help coming. It's a 5. Wish to attack with someone weaker for that draw. But that's 4 damage coming in. Four damage coming in. And he can do a synergy token down there. Which means he could pass on his ability. If you would die, go back to 2 health instead. Let's give that to the captain. She can keep it for a while. And then finally the captain's going to attack. She needs 2. And then we'll only have 1 person retaliating. Oh, Gregory needs to take his damage. 5, but he's got a shield, so that's going to be 4 damage back to Gregory. And then Captain needs 2. It's a 3. Okay. The left, the easy shade of Vallard. Let's see, it's 4 damage. Can't discard anything to make that better. So yeah, couldn't have gone across unless we keep him alive. I mean, it would have been a waste to go across. Yeah. So no synergy tokens, but one is dead at least. That's the end of the combat round. 7, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage is coming back at us. So the frightened people, I'm afraid. 5, 6, 7. And then combat tokens come back. Captain used Max, and Mac is out now. The doctor will pass that. It's so unlikely. Okay, well, Gregory can try and take that 3 out. Just to do 3 damage in one attack. Kasumi was fatigued anyway, so couldn't do 3. But he's now exhausted and out. I don't have any command. Raphael, you go first. You've got 3 accuracy. You need a 4. You get a 3. So you take 7 damage, which is your health. And you are out. You do 1 damage back. Let's take that nasty retaliate out. Then might as well try it. Gregory has 2 accuracy. He needs a 5 to hit. 4. Close. So that's going to be 1 more damage onto the enemy. And then Gregory is shielded. So would take 3. He can only take 2. So Audrey can take another. This isn't happening, is it? I mean, winning the combat. This terrible situation is happening. Oh, Kasumi is not out. Kasumi has 6 health. Ooh. But she only does 2 damage. We need someone that does 3 damage. Can we swap the weapon? Anytime outside of combat, so no. So, I'm finding it really hard to see a win here again. Captain needs to draw a 6. It's the highest in the deck. It hasn't happened for a while. So maybe that means one's coming up. Kanan needs to draw a 6. There's chances of it happening, I suppose. So that was Gregory. Captain needs a 6. Gets a 5. There is a 6 in there, right? She takes 4 damage, which isn't enough to take her down, actually. What is... Yeah, so if she attacks again, she will die. I suppose out of the people left, Kasumi has the most chance of hitting. She only does 2 damage, but maybe that's okay. It's a 4, which still isn't enough. Which means we all take... Oh, she takes 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, and then she can activate the synergy token to give herself 2 health. 4, I guess. Well, the captain, the fisherman might as well have all the damage on him, because what's he going to do? So then we take 4 damage again. That was just retaliation damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the end of round. So Kasumi is out. Gregory is out. These 2 can't attack. Mac is out. Raphael is out. We've got Lawrence, 0 accuracy. Kanan, 1 accuracy. Captain, 1 accuracy. Captain. She needs 6. There's nothing to think about, really. We just got to keep doing it. She fails, she dies, she does a damage. She can only take 2 damage. So 3's got to go somewhere. Audrey's already dead. If they can't both hit, because there isn't a 7 in the deck, I don't think. So yeah, he needs a 6 to hit. 5, he fails. Yeah. I don't know if I've just come to maybe a rough bit. Maybe this is meant to be a particularly difficult page, or maybe solo is more difficult. I'm enjoying it less. I'm glad this didn't happen in our actual campaign of it. But yeah, there's no point carrying on. We're all dead. We can't do that 3 damage in one go thing to them. Yeah, I feel it's unlucky as well that the last 5 cards I've drawn have all been cunning in terms of helping people with their cards and stuff. But it kind of... I don't know, because I'm thinking now, like... Oh, thanks, Shiffy. I feel like 3, 4, 5, 6. After we take the next 6 damage for dying again, and we would have to come back here. We did this combat fully healed, right? I mean, yeah, 2 people are frightened. That's bad. But to be fair, they are awful in combat. Not quite as bad as Laurent without a weapon. But, yeah, what would have made it better would have been if they'd had cards equipped that we could have discarded for more damage when we did hit earlier on. If they had come out, I think this is a particularly bad way. The normal way is bad for them to come out. If they'd come out the other way, it would have... probably wouldn't have been easier to spill over damage. Not very spillable enemies. Because the idea is you attack the one with less defense and then splash damage over to the one with higher defense, but you've got to have at least half of it on here. So unless you're doing like 8 damage, I don't. Thanks, SC. That makes me feel a bit better. Oh, to be honest, it makes me feel a lot better about our sad demise. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like what it would like me to do to have prepared better for this. It is harsh when, and it did get commented on my first impressions as well. I didn't mention that you losing all of your abilities at the end of the event deck is rough, especially if you are in like a harder area, which it's likely you've been playing for a while. But yeah, maybe it's just the timing's wrong. I don't think I made terrible choices in the combat. I suppose it's just coming off the heels of a defeat that definitely was my fault. But I feel like we are basically 5 turns away from depleting the event deck again and going into, I can't remember actually what happens at the end of the second event deck, but potentially another difficult fight, which I've not equipped them with anything for because I've lost 12 turns of this 18 turn cycle. So I think we might shelve Sleeping Gods for a little bit. Maybe we'll I don't know, we can't Dallas away this this episode, can we? But yeah, maybe there'll be some more ongoing stuff. What would you reckon to? Did you like the? Is anyone watching that saw the Your Town? You were there, Steve, weren't you? The choose your own adventure stuff. And I don't mean particularly doing Your Town again, but like I can't remember what it's called, but basically a fighting fantasy written by Rihanna Pratchett, Terry Pratchett's daughter, who in her own right has written loads of great video game scripts for the modern Tomb Raiders, the Overlord series, to name a couple. I'd like to go through that. I know it's not technically board gaming. I always feel a bit worried when I'm doing anything that isn't, big Euro-y liveness. But I think it's okay to break it up sometime, right? It's okay to do some different things. There is always big Euro-y stuff going on. But I feel like, yeah, maybe I'll feel completely differently when it comes to doing the schedule and I'll be raring to go again. But yeah, it's taken the, no pun intended, it's taken the wind out my sails a little bit. The second half of this session. And maybe it's I just feel that command as well is so limited. A lot more than it felt in a 4-player game. I don't know though. I'm sure that it's all been going dead well. Oh yeah, I did the digital fighting fantasies at Christmas as well, didn't I? I keep meaning to. I have got more of those because I bought a great big pack of them, and something was is it just called Sorcery? That's just by Steve Jackson of the Fighting Fantasies. I bought that as well when it was in the Steam sale for, I think it's like £2 or something. So there was plenty of choose your own adventure-y stuff to do. A couple of people wanted to see more Roguebook as well, which I'm very happy to do because, yeah, I really love Roguebook at the moment. But as I said, yeah, it's always a worry that you're not doing Kanban again. We can't always do Kanbans, but let's not leave today on a sorrowful note. Tomorrow is going to be a live stream at 4 p.m. BST. Circadian's First Light, which I have been playing solo, admittedly on easy mode, and winning, which is definitely maybe that's what made me too overconfident about this Sleeping Gods session. But yeah, I've been really enjoying that. That's a game, another series from Garfield Games, designed by S.J. MacDonald, who is the co-designer of all 3 West Kingdom games. This is a solo design of his. It's great. See that tomorrow if you'd like to, or you can watch it later. It's on YouTube Replay and stuff. And I think you can watch it later on Twitch too, if you fancy. But yeah, that's coming up next week. I'm not quite sure what's going to be live. What do you reckon? What do you want to see? Actually, what did I really want to do? James, I believe, suggested Mystic Vale Nemesis, like a special solo mode for Mystic Vale, which I've got and never played. Maybe that, if I get a chance to play it and get a good feel for it. But also, Scott on Discord was setting up for Nations, a solo game in Nations, and it's, as always, that's like, apart from the pet picks, one of my favourite things about the Discord, which all patrons get access to. All this made possible by Patreon. You know all of that. And YouTube Super Chat now. But yeah, seeing Nations all set up again reminded me, yeah, I haven't played Nations solo for sure for like 5 years since I did a playthrough. It was in like, I think, the single digits playthroughs that I did. So I'd really like to get back to that. So maybe Nations will be one next week. There might even be a surprise stream on Sunday. I don't know. We'll see what I'm doing on Sunday. But yes, the most important thing is Sleeping Gods has been adventured. We can safely say we won triumphantly and got 1 million totems, right? Thank you very much for watching this. I'll see you tomorrow if you can join me and enjoy me for Circadian's First Light. I'm going to get out of this sweltering room, even though I probably shouldn't be drinking a really hot drink in the sweltering room. Thank you very much for joining me and supporting me and chatting and Patreoning and super chatting. It's all wonderful. As the month turns around, it's all the reason that I'm able to keep doing this. Thank you very much, though, everyone. I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.